Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And today, it's a weekend update, and I really feel it's important to stress where I believe we are in this market. And I'm having a really hard time right now holding back from buying XRP at 19.2 cents. And I'm going to explain that to you right now. Before I dive into this, let me just remind you that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not investment advice because I'm really excited of where we're at right now. So the decisions that I make may not be the right decisions that you should make, but I'm really excited and I'm going to show you why I am. So here we go. Here's XRP for pretty much the last year. You can see that in June, this is when the downtrend began. And so this is a 1 year long downtrend going on right here. Now, I want to take you back on over to the last bull run that we had. And it's been a while since we've taken a look at this together, but we're just going to zoom in on this one section right here. It has been a long time since we have looked at this together, and it's always been presumed that these two things are the same thing. And so we're going to lay down some Fibonacci's on top of it so we could take a closer look together. Just like that. And there we go. So this is our last one, right? This is the one from 2016 and 2017. Now we're going to lay down the exact same Fibonacci right here on what we have now. And what I'm going to do is explain to you why I'm excited about 17.5 cents. Now, whether it hits 17, 18, whether that's the bottom right there, it's hard to know. But really what I'm waiting for and I'm hoping to be able to do is for me, the blockchain backer, to buy some at about 17.5 cents. Really, once it breaks below 18, I don't know at what speed it will be going at, but I will just be making my buy the second it breaks below 18. So let's look at this chart here really quick. And I want to look at these different places we have and what's going on here for this 1 year long downtrend and compare it to what happened here before this thing went absolutely bonkers. One thing to notice right here is we're just going to kind of pick and choose little parts of this. You can see in this Fibonacci downtrend right here, this is the 0.236 Fibonacci level of this movement right here and how we broke down just barely below it. You can see right over here, we have the exact same thing going on right there. We come back over here, and one thing I was like, are you serious? You look at this little wick that comes up into this light green area right here. You can see that we came up on into the light green area right here. Now, the big thing is you can see how there's these reactions right here off these Fibonacci levels. But in addition to it, really, I want us to focus on this zone down here. So I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit. And then down here, we're looking at this zone right here. So there we go. I've got it zoomed in a little bit. I want you to notice how when it came down and bounced up off the bottom, how it came up here and had this resistance back at the 0.236, and then it broke out above it, kind of halfway along the way between these two Fibonacci retracement zones before coming back down below. Over here, you could see we came up and hit the 0.236 Fibonacci retracement level, got up into the yellow, halfway between, and came back below. You see that on both of these right here. Now, what happened after that? We came back down below the 236, came up and just kind of played with it for a little while, just like down here, came up and played with it for a little while, and then broke to the downside and broke to the downside. This was the final shakeout that occurred before XRP went on a complete rip to the upside and started the bull run. That would be this moment right here. I've tried to look at this thing a little bit closer to see if we can pinpoint where would this bottom be if we did follow that exactly. And you could see that it did take out this level over here. So when it made its first break back down below the 0.236, it did take out this lower area. If we look at right here, have we taken that out yet? That's 18 cents. We have not taken out 18 cents, but at the same time, it did not break below this area down here, which would be this one right here. So this is going to be 17.3 cents. So you have to assume if it's following itself, it will be somewhere between 18 and 17.3 cents is where we can expect to be able to grab it and then it start its run. At least that's what I'm planning on. Now, if this thing breaks down below, I'm just going to sit on my hands and let the thing play out. but this is really where I am going to be making my final buy. And I'm having a very hard time holding back from buying right here at now 19.3 cents because, do we really know if it's going to actually come down and hit that exact price level? Very, very, I mean, we're within that range, right? It's not like we're very far from it. We're pretty darn close to it. Is the rule going to have to be that this thing has to actually come down a little bit more? We don't know, but that's kind of how I'm playing my cards. Of course, like I've always mentioned, I've just been accumulating this whole time, so my bags are packed. This is for me to just add a tiny, tiny little bit more to my stack, and I'd love to add it right there at about in between 17 and a half and 18 cents. So I thought I would just show that to you guys again because we haven't looked at this in probably 2 months, maybe longer than that. So let's zoom out a little bit and let me take these things off the chart real quick, and we'll just leave Fibonacci's on there for now. And there you have it. It is the moment out of all the fractals anybody lays down. I think it's just been extremely drawn out. I don't think we're moving in any way of the same time frame as we have in the past. But you could see this is like that final moment. And that's how I'm playing my cards. I'm playing my cards as if this is the final moment. And well, if we look at the past on how it played itself out and what the blast out of here looked like, you would expect that you would see something that looked along these lines, something that kind of came down here to about 17 and a half cents, fired on up to right around 27 cents. Then it kind of played around in here for a minute, and then it really fired up out of here and taking out this level back here that we set in June of 2019. So we would take out 51, 52 cents if we were to replicate something like that. So it's an exciting time right now, right? For anybody who's followed the last correction patterns, followed the last fractals, it all leads to literally this exact moment right here. If they are following each other, which we never know if they are until the moment comes, but if they are following each other, this would be the time that it would happen. So, as for the technical analysis, that's going to wrap that portion up. But man, it's an exciting time, right? I mean, you take a look on Twitter and everywhere, and just all over the news and even financial media. They're just talking about how much retail trading is going on in the stock market and how many people are opening up Robinhood accounts and flooding into the stock market. And the reality is, I don't think a lot of the retail investors have figured out the percentages portion of trading yet. And I think once they kind of realize there's not a whole lot of percentage left over there in that stock market, they might start feasting their eyes on something else. And I really sincerely believe that's where we're going to go, especially with the narrative and the reality of the fact that we're printing so much money and adding so much debt that, man, I think that we are on the cusp of all of these people flocking from the stock market over to cryptocurrency, which is something we've talked about before in the past. Not just me, everybody. We've all talked about it, right? That the money will flow from the stock market over to cryptocurrencies. And we've got a ton of retail traders that have flooded into the stock market. So we have the interest peaked of these retail traders and of normal people, everyday people. Now they just need to figure out, well, wait a minute, there's something fundamentally wrong with everything here. What do we do? Wait a minute, I know how to trade. Let's go to cryptocurrency. And I think that's where we're going, guys. But regardless, it's all, fun and fundamental news. None of that stuff matters to me. It's always the technicals to me. And right now, we're right there. So thank you guys. Hey, check this out. This is my Twitter page. You can follow me over here on Twitter at bcbacker. We did hit 10,000. So that's absolutely incredible. I want to thank you guys for following me, listening to my YouTube channel. It's just an amazing time in my life for sure. So, hey, thank you so much for watching. If you could, please give this video a thumbs up, give it a like. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick me up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good weekend, everybody, and have a good one.